and all of a sudden my grandfather passed away and everything came to a stop.
Couldn't get out of bed. I was very down. I didn't want to see anyone, which was a sign of depression.
I found the balance between working and studying and also trying to maintain some semblance of a life very trying at times.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I had some really tough moments to get through.
And she scored me 32 out of 33 for bipolar disorder.
You know, what I had was a physical illness, but obviously there's a mental health component.
I found the simplest thing that I used to know how to do to be incredibly burdensome and exhausting and draining, and I felt very unsure of myself for the first time in a very long time.
We're trained to resolve problems, conflicts, sort things out, and I wonder if it stops people going in and initiating the conversation.
In our profession, we know that there is 4 times more incidence of depression than there is in the normal population. 4 times.
I think it's just in general, people are afraid of showing weakness in the legal profession.
For many people that's a sign of weakness, but I think there's a lot of stigma around that, and that's one of those things that should change.
There's some shame, there's some stigma. There's a sense that if I admit that I have some depression or I'm suffering from anxiety, people will say maybe they're not suited to the profession.
If you ask most people, are you really okay, or is there something going on in your life? It could be anything from a broken relationship, stresses around family, stresses around finances. Most people do want to talk about it if you raise it in the right way.
And what we often find in the legal profession is that people do mask and hide, they deny and they avoid their symptoms of distress. So very often people aren't even aware of how they're behaving and if people are noticing that. So I really think by saying that line of I've noticed a change in you and these are some of the things that I've noticed in you, that is instrumental in bringing that awareness to people's minds.
It takes a little bit of time and a little bit of willingness to talk about these things. The payoff is very considerable.
I think you have to rely heavily on peers because they're the ones that hopefully have a stronger sense of how someone is behaving and whether something's normal or not normal.
Sometimes I think people underestimate the power of actually talking about something with someone because you can break things down.
I mean, I keep saying to people, look, you've got to have the courage to ask. Don't know what the answer is, and often that's people are concerned that someone's going to be emotional, that they're prying, that they're going to take it as that someone's interfering in their lives. You've got to take it on that, it's actually our responsibility to make sure people are okay.
One of the senior partners in particular would every few weeks just send me an email going, just checking in, how are you doing?
Having her to talk to was critical.
I mean, for me, my mentor was instrumental in helping me through that tough period of time. I think it was someone who was, he's a judge, and it was someone in the legal profession, especially in a senior role, who was talking about going through tough times and dealing with similar issues.
So, look deeper, ask the question if you are worried about a colleague.
Just do it, just ask.